Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Josh Hudson. I'm with the Hudson Group here in Fort Worth, Compass Real Estate. I want to give you a quick overview of a neighborhood called Tavolo Park. Tavolo Park is located southwest Fort Worth near Benbrook, just north of Crowley. You've got Alta Mesa running east and west, Chisholm Trail running north and south, right next to Mira Vista Country Club. So if you didn't know, my wife and I moved to Tavolo Park in 2022. We were newly married, bought our first home here in phase 3. And then down the line in late 2023, we decided to purchase in phase 4. So I wanted to go over a couple of reasons why we picked this area in particular. And we are younger and starting off a family as well. So, as I had already mentioned, you have Mira Vista Country Club, so you've got multi-million-dollar homes over here. We tried to stick to Bryant Irvin whenever we are either shopping or going out to eat, because just north of it, you have City View. So you've got a lot of places. This is actually one of the best Saltgrass steakhouses because this patio right here overlooks this little, I would call it a lake, but it's really a drainage area. Anyways, so you've got on the border up here, you have Lowe's up here, At Home, Best Buy, and then just to the east, you have Home Depot as well. Chick-fil-A, Hawaiian Bros, there's a Specs, Target here, and then a Costco here. So a lot of amenities, and that was one of the driving factors to moving to this area. You've also got some dealerships over here. You've got Sewell, Lexus, AutoNation, I believe, yes, Ford dealership right there. They actually just got a renovation on their dealership, Sewell Infinity as well. A little further down here off Bryant Irvin is, you've got Park Place right here. So this is Park Place Mercedes. So you have some very nice dealerships if you're looking nearby. It's quite convenient. We actually frequent the Albertsons more for our day-to-day groceries here. So back to Tavolo Park. This neighborhood was started building in about 2019. It started off with the apartments up here. You've got the David Weekley builder or model home just off of Prairie Side right here in front of the pond. And then Shattuck should be right here. Highland was right here, and then they moved and built another model home right here. So all the model homes are right in the front of the neighborhood, and you can access all three at once. So like I mentioned, we purchased in phase 3, and we went with Highland. I personally love Highland. I think their elevations, their exteriors and curb appeal for this price range is much, much better than your typical competition. I did want to mention prices. So Highland is on the higher end. So a little key fact, phase 1 through phase 4, I would argue Highland Homes had the highest priced homes. At one point, it was going to $900,000. I don't know if I would purchase a home in here for $900,000, but it would start around $500,000 for Highland. Shattuck seems to be a little more consistent with their products being in the $600 to $750 range, and generally a little larger. So they build homes between right around 3,000 to 3,500 square feet. Highland goes down to 22 all the way to almost 4,000. So there's that price discrepancy there. David Weekley, they start, I believe, in the 480s, and they max out to, I think, the low 600s. So they have a smaller window. I would say they have more homes for sale in this neighborhood than the others. But David Weekley is a great builder, and I would highly recommend them to anyone. Our second home was also a Highland home here in this is phase 4 actually. Little different, a little higher in finish out that we decided to go with on there. So this is the amenity center. So this is for any Tavolo resident, you have access to the amenity center with parking. You've got some gas fireplaces out here. It's a nice little area. You can reserve any events, birthday parties for any of your children in advance, and you can have a space to run that. Of course, you have your pool and sitting areas as well, lounge chairs, umbrellas, you name it. And then you have sort of this open field. Sometimes residents will have like a t-ball practice, or I guess you can run laps if you want to just run in the grass, I guess. But you won't find me doing that. This area is still under development, so it's kind of up in the air what will be here. They mentioned a city park before. However, I don't think that is confirmed yet. So down here, what is not pictured is, I would say they have half of this built out, still with Highland, David Weekley, I think Shattuck. I have not seen many Shattuck builds, if any, down here. Now, I can tell you for one, Highland went with a lower end finish out in phase 5. A lot of their elevations and exteriors changed over time. Of course, you know, from 2019 to now in the big 2.6. So just something to consider if you're building newer over here. If you bought pre-owned, you might actually find something with maybe a little higher end finish out and a little larger square footage. That brings me to Bryant Irvin. So this is slated to connect with Sycamore School Road here. Undoubtedly, that will bring a little more traffic. I believe at some point this is planned to be a 4-lane road. So something to consider, you might want to move to a further interior lot in Tavolo Park to prevent any, future traffic over here. Now, I wanted to go over schools. So you have Great Hearts over here. A lot of people in Tavolo enroll their child here in Great Hearts over here. Very convenient. I will say traffic does get very busy on Harris Parkway with drop-off and pickup times. Over here, you've got 2 private schools. So you have Southwest Christian, just off of the lake, and then you have Trinity Valley, just north, right over here. And Mira Vista is almost literally connected to Trinity Valley there. Segueing off of that, very, very convenient hospitals. Just to the north of us, it is less than 5 minutes for us to get there. So we don't plan for emergencies, but they do happen, and it is very convenient right there. That is one thing we love about this area. So there was also, I did want to mention, this is a city golf course right here. So if you're not ready to pay for Mira Vista, public is the way to go. As I mentioned, Benbrook Lake. And then let's see. Did want to go over and mention also, of course, we have the pond. Used to have a fountain, now it has an aerator. So if there are any builders advertising fountain, that does not exist anymore. You should drive by here off of Prairie Side. This is the playground. A little smaller playground, but it's functional. They have plenty to fill your children's time with. I'll say that. If you see any jogging paths advertised, this is the only jogging/nature path. It is not that long, but it is well maintained, but again, not that long. This is sort of I wouldn't even call it a creek. I'd call it a tall grass type drainage area. They would call it nature area. And then I did fail to mention Ladera. This is a 55 plus community, gated, but very nice finish outs, and they have already started building down here in this pond area does have a fountain and is very nicely done. So that is an overview of Tavolo Park. I did want to mention here. So we have BJ's Wholesale. They have put up the walls. If you don't know BJ's Wholesale, that is like a Costco. I believe they do more business up in the Northeast. You have EOS Fitness. That is coming. I don't know why they have 3.4 stars here because it's not even built yet. They've moved dirt and it's advertised it will be there, but they have not put up any walls yet. You have your 7-Eleven right here, so that's very convenient. You have your nail bar. There is a RevFit, Ozzy's Pizza, and I believe a stretch bar here as well. This is open. I don't know exactly what will be here, and I don't know exactly what will be here. I say that because there are new apartments to be slated. It's either over here or over here. The trade-off to that, which was agreed at the zoning meeting, is that I believe a playground is going right here. So just something to consider. Again, this is Tavolo Park, great area, and I'm practicing what I preach because I live here. And so I hope that was a good overview. Of course, if you have any real estate needs in the greater DFW, mainly Tarrant County, Fort Worth area, again, I'm Josh Hudson, the Hudson Group, Compass Fort Worth. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.